Okay, let's be honest. We have got a national emergency. I'm not talking about the rubbish in the streets in Birmingham. I'm talking about the amount of illegal migrants who are entering Britain via Dover. It is a national emergency. It's surely now time to bring in the troops. I never thought I'd say that, but it's clearly now at crisis point. How do I know? Well, I'll tell you, it's when the BBC start reporting it honestly, then you know there's a problem. Look at this. I found it on my phone for you. The number of migrants arriving in the UK after crossing the English Channel has reached a new record for the first 4 months of the year. This is the BBC. Some 656 people arrived in 11 small boats on Saturday, taking the total number of people crossing in 2025 so far to 8,064, according to Home Office figures. We're less than halfway through April. That's already higher than the 7,500 people who crossed the Channel over the first 4 months of last year. That's a record high. The Home Office spokesman says the government has a serious, credible plan, to finally restore order to our asylum system, and it will stop at nothing to dismantle the business models of people smuggling gangs. Now, let me tell you, that number has gone up even more. Today, there was a record number coming over in inflatable dinghies, over 750 people. I'm not blaming the individual migrants. It's obviously a massive trade, but I'm blaming our government, successive governments. Rishi Sunak, he was useless at this, and so is Keir Starmer. But we, as a nation, have to do something. If there's 700 people coming a day, listen to what I've got to say. We already know there's 96,000 here at the moment. It's costing us £6 million a day to keep them in hotels. Well, just do the math, as they say in America, or the maths. Just say, let's just do 700 a day, and let's just base it on 2 days in every week. So that's 2 times 7,000, which is 700 is 1,400, times that by 52, and it's another 70-odd thousand people within the next year. And that's being conservative. It's going to be many, many more. Even if you agree with open borders, you've got to say that is unsustainable. And as for Keir Starmer, I'm going to smash the gangs. That prat, he couldn't smash an avocado to put it on his sourdough toast in the morning. He looks like a sourdough kind of guy to me. What do you think? None of them seem to have an idea, but now I'm really going to wind you up. Let me quote some other statistics for you. This is a vital broadcast tonight. If you are watching, great. Start pressing the like button. If you're watching it later on repeat or listening on a podcast, great. Flood it. Please repost this video, and I'll repost the audio podcast as well. We've got to start having a proper debate. So let's look at the facts. 9,000 migrants have arrived by small boats in the UK this year. Over 700 in a single day. That was today and yesterday. And that's a 40% rise compared to last year. Although the BBC are saying 45. That's the BBC. It's costing us an eye-watering £6 million a day to house them in hotels. Here's the statistic that's going to make you mad. The United States of America has slashed illegal border crossings down in Mexico, on the southern border, by 95%. Did you hear me? 95% in the 3 months since the Donald has been in charge. So why are we failing to control our borders? We've even got a bloody channel between us and France. And the question I'm asking is this a humanitarian challenge, or is it just completely a policy disaster? But I think now Starmer should be declaring a national emergency. So that means we have to do what I've been saying for days now. Move them out of the hotels, put them into army tents, get the army involved, and get the army and the navy on our border. We cannot take any more. And what does Starmer do in reaction to these terrible figures? He says, oh, I'm doing a deal with France. It's one in, one out. Now, this was meant to be announced tomorrow. Oh, it's suddenly leaked. There's a surprise. They do this all the time, all governments. So they've released it today accidentally, and we find out there's a deal coming with France. But listen to what the deal is. For every illegal we send back to France, they'll give us one who is legal, i.e. who has got a right to come and live here. That's no good. One in, one out. That's legitimizing it. It's still giving them an incentive to get to our country. We've already got the best part, and this is just official figures, of 100,000 people in the country. Many of them young men, most of them, in fact, and mostly undocumented. We're not even sure where they've come from. How can this carry on? It can't. It just can't. Let me just show you that. I'm a calculator. I was just sitting here waiting to start tonight, and I thought, well, I'll just try and work it out. I've forgotten the exact figure. Well, it was somebody will do it for me. Do it if you're at home on your phone. 700. Just work on 700 a day. So just do that times 2. So just do 2 days a week, right? Times 52. You'll get a huge figure. That's what's going to happen unless somebody, Starmer, now declares a national emergency and gets the troops involved. I'm not talking about treating these illegal. They are illegal, whether you think they're asylum seekers or not, or if they even turn out to be right. They're illegal. They're coming into the country with no permission. We have to sort it out now. Are you with me or against me? Come on, let's have some more comments. I'm coming to them any minute now. 700 today. Mick Frinton on C says, smash the gangs. It's not working. Well, that's quite clear, Mark. I'm with you. Dark Angel. Hiya, John. Hiya, Dark Angel. If it's 55 million a day, the taxpayers will be paying £100 million a day very soon. Well, that's the overall cost. It's 6 million on hotel bills. That's got to be cut out completely. We've got pensioners choosing between meat and heat. And guess what's happening now? It's summer. Spring is coming. I mean, I know it's been a bit windy today, but it's getting here. And therefore, more people are going to attempt that terrible, terrible crossing. Do not be fooled by Starmer. He tried to pull a fast one last week by going up to Scunthorpe. I'm saving British Steel. It's a diversion tactic. Distraction. He wanted to distract you from the Muslim rape gangs in the northern cities and the fact that nothing's really being done about that. And they did that awful double cross on the victims, survivors, which I think was atrocious. But it was also to take our attention away from this invasion on our doorstep. And when I say to you, well, how come Trump has clamped down on it? It's clearly because they're scared to come. They know they're going to get sent to El Salvador, or they're going to get sent to Guantanamo Bay. And he's put the military on the southern border. He's got drones in the sky permanently. Why haven't we done that? Why haven't we got our military on the beaches, on the cliffs? So they know if they get anywhere near us, we're going to turn around and send them back. And we should send them back, and we should do that to the European courts. We can't be having the ECHR, whatever it's called now. We can't. I'm a supporter of it generally, but we can't because we're taking the bulk of this and the country can't manage. You ask anybody about what they think about the world at the moment, almost immediately they talk about the cost of living, then they're straight into illegal immigration. This country's a powder keg at the moment, and it just needs one spark. I see Tommy Robinson wasn't released today. Maybe that'll be the spark. I don't know. Although what I do know is even very, very civil, very conservative with the small c people are getting very angry. Sakia, you've got to listen. I'm not just having a go at you because Rishi was just as bad. he was going to stop the boats. Yeah, he didn't stop anything. This one is going to smash the gangs. He can't do it. And then they'll brag about sending 1,700 people back. Those people who went back, they got paid to go back. They wanted to go back. He's not turning around the people who are landing at Dover. And until he has that deterrent, I mean, Rwanda, I was never that keen on, but at least it might have deterred people. But it isn't going to work like this. We've got weeks. We're weeks away from being completely and utterly overrun. You can't get a doctor's appointment at the moment. Dentists. Look at the states of the roads. Look at the schools. We haven't got enough. We can't pay in the post-COVID age for our pensioners, our students. We've got to control immigration. We've got to control it completely, both the legal and the illegal. But the illegal we can get on top of straight away. Declare a national emergency. It would be a criminal offence to aid and abet anyone to get into our country or to stay here, so that people realise this isn't a game. Starmer, you've got to get tough. I doubt it, whether you've got the ability or the balls to do it. But if you don't, you're not going to get 2 terms. You're not going to get 2 terms anyway. And I noticed he put one of his propaganda, his North Korea propaganda films up today. The latest is that he's fixing the roads so that we can all get away on Bank Holiday Monday. He's our supreme leader. He's Kim Jong-un. He can do everything for us. He can solve all our problems, apart from illegal immigration. Steve, come on, let's have your views. Evening, John. Close the borders. No more allowed. What are we paying the French for? No, that's ridiculous as well. Absolutely nothing. They don't stop them. So stop paying the French and get more border force workers in managing the waters. I used to see the border force when I used to go and do Sky TV in the early mornings. There's a huge garage just outside where Sky is, and they used to all be in there. They look like policemen, like paramilitaries, but they're not. They're border force. I don't think they've got any powers of arrest, and they're always in there having a coffee. What we actually need, guys, is more troops, and we need them on the beach, and we need a bit of tough action, and we should film them. As the lads and lasses, well, they're not lasses, are they? They're all lads. I know I've got a picture there. I've got a picture there. He's an older one. I've got a picture. There's a kid. That's about the only kid I can spot. So what I would do is, as they get off the boats, no one's talking about being cruel here, by the way. I'd take them inside, give them a quick once-over. If they've got wet clothes, because it's a torturous journey across there, I would dress them. I would give them new clothes. I'd give them a hot meal. I'd probably even give them a bed overnight. We can put some beds in sports centres and stuff like that, like we do when there's a big disaster. But the next day, off you go. I tell you what, we could use some of our fishing boats taken back, because we don't need them to fish anymore, because the EU are nicking all our fish. I'm joking a bit, but you know where I'm coming from. We've got to be tough, and we've got to video it and put it on YouTube, put it on Twitter, X, Facebook, wherever. So back over in France, or even back in the Sudan, or wherever they're coming from, because they've all got mobile phones, they can see Britain is no longer a soft touch. Please don't get me wrong. I'm all in favour of immigration, but it's got to be well controlled and it's got to be managed. And no doubt some of these people will be brilliant Brits if we let them in, if they were the right people that we need. However, some of them could also be terrorists. We've just had a beadie chucking oil over prison officers. Why the hell was he allowed near anything sharp? He was working in a kitchen. He was being better treated because he was a jihadi than a rapist or a murderer. None of these scum. I mean, the way to solve him is he's got to be executed. So that can be sorted. And I'd almost execute. They've seen that pub in London, in Enfield, where they've knocked the beefeater. I'm never going to eat there again. I don't know about you. They chopped down a 400-year-old oak tree in their car park because they said it was dangerous. It's been proved the tree was perfectly okay. It's been there 400 years. And for their crappy meals, their carvery, they have chopped it down. I'd have them in court tomorrow. People like that make me sick. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted by that. Also, I just want to say, how much money have we spent proving that a woman is a woman and a man is a man, and that even if you've got and you wear a frock, you are not a woman? Yeah, I was delighted with the result in court today, but what a huge waste of money just to shut up wee Jimmy Cranky, because it's her who was really pushing this, the SNP. Madness. Madness. What's the point of feminism? What's the point of equality if you're suddenly going to let some bloke in a frock go into a changing room? And I'll tell you how big that extreme trans lobby's got. What we talked about this millions of years ago when I was on the radio in Luton, and somebody had said there was somebody in Luton in one of the changing rooms. And I said, if I went into a changing room, well, I was outside waiting. I've spent most of my life outside changing rooms waiting for my wife and my two beautiful girls as they try on every dress in the shop and don't buy anything. And then we end up back in the same shop, the first shop, at the end of the day. I've done it in Disney World, standing outside toilets. But if they said, oh, there's a bloke in there in a frock, I'd be in there and I'd have nutted him. And most normal blokes, dads, would do that. There was no debate. It's biological. But so now we're told, oh, yeah, the only woman is a biological one. So all this nonsense about chest feeding and all the things you're not allowed to say and mums to be, you know, where it's got to be person to be, all of that will be dropped, hopefully. But I somewhat doubt it. Because there's so many of these woke idiots who will try to keep that debate alive. Sorry, I've gone off on one, but maybe you want to talk about that as well. Feel free. Right, let's get to you, people. Well, Ronnie Hurst, it's an absolute disgrace. Our country is doomed. Thank you. My old pal Wojtek Krajewski. We're failing to control our borders because of spineless and gutless politicians. We desperately need a real leader with vision. Mr. Magoo would have more vision, Wojtek. But where are we going to get a leader like that? I can't see any leaders. I mean, the only possibility would be Farage. But at the moment, he's in this massive row, isn't he, with Rupert Lowe? I saw that Benabid. He's getting on my nerves. Why is he always on the telly? He represents no one. Dark Angel on YouTube. Yes, we need someone with a spine. If anyone finds someone with a spine, can you reveal them, please? He says. Correct. Stop sending money to the Ukrainians. Put it in defense of our borders, says Ronnie Hurst. Well, not just to the Ukrainians. Stop sending it everywhere. Where did he send it the other day? David Lammy? Where's he? He sent it somewhere the other day, didn't he? Loads, millions of pounds. Could somebody tell that fat idiot in between chomping 7 grand's worth of biscuits in one meeting, hey, fatso, we ain't got no money. Our pensioners are starving. This bunch of sixth formers are getting right on my nerves. And Keir Starmer, can't wait for him to be interviewed. Where is Wally? I want him to be interviewed because I want someone to say, can you be a woman if you've got a penis? Because last time he couldn't answer that question. What's he going to say now? Because the law says, no, you can't. You can't be a lady with a penis, right? And don't get offended. That's the correct term for the word, right? We all know what Keir Starmer is. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get back to your views. Has anybody done the calculation yet? 700 times 2 times 52. Tell me how many people that would be. How many are helped by the lifeboat charity assisted ashore? Well, yes, you're right, Mick, but by then it's too late. And of course, they're in a dilemma. They are in a dilemma, the RNLI. Don't get me wrong. They've gone all woke as well, just like the National Trust. I saw a thing with the National Trust where they want to get rid of any properties that might have been built and founded on the foundations of slavery. Well, that means there'll be no stately homes then. The National Trust is... These people haven't got a clue, have they? And the RNLI, the dilemma they've got, they can't leave people to drown in the channel, can they? That's not the kind of country we are. See, and if you start saying, yeah, I agree with that, the problem is that's when they call us the barbarians and savages and racists. So don't fall into that trap. I want these people to be looked after, but I want them sent back in a humane way, straight away. And if that will mean we'll have to leave Europe, but that's what we voted for. But I see today, Starmer is still working on us being really involved with the EU. And I was reminded, Again, it was on the BBC. I don't know what's happened there. I think there's been a revolution. The BBC was saying that before the election, he'd been saying, I'm going to align us so close to the EU, you'll never know we left. I'm almost speechless. And he's the leader of our great country. We voted, well, I didn't, I voted Green, but we voted him in. What a disaster. Seaside Among. Oh, by the way, lots of people are shoving the button on the likes. Thank you. Keep doing that on Facebook, on YouTube, and on X. Do it when you also listen to the podcast later when you go for a walk with your dog. Yesterday's figures were out of this world. It's still small acorns, but from very small acorns will grow great oak trees. And then some prick from Beefeater, well, it's not Beefeater, what was it? Carvery, Toby Carvery will come and chop it down. I'm telling you, whoever did that, I want them in a court of law. Are you with me or are you again? I'm on fire tonight. I'm good on it tonight. I reckon what I've done already is worth a fiver of anybody's money. So buy me a coffee or buy me a cold beer. Just go to www.buymeacoffee.com. That's how you can help and support and donate to the podcasts. You can also do it on YouTube. They've got a way that you can contribute money as well as gifts. You get a mention, obviously, on air. You'll also get on this little thing, my ticker tape at the bottom of the screen. Please help me. No one else is paying me. Please help me. Is that begging? I don't think I'm begging because I think what I'm producing is great quality. I had a nice one yesterday. Guy gave me 15 quid, 3 beers. He said, I've been pouncing off you long enough, John, and I'm loving the stuff. So here you go. Have 3 beers on me. I don't spend it on beer, by the way, but there we are. Seaside of Mark. Oh, did I tell you what happened yesterday? I went and had my checkup. I think I may have told you this. My yearly MOT. I'm dynamite. She said, I always like it when you come in, Mr. Gaunt, because you always smile. She's East European, this woman. And she said, and you're going to smile even more now when I tell you your blood results are perfection. Perfection. How about that? Came back, told Lisa, cracked open a bottle of wine, and she just gave me that look. Anyway, Seaside Mark. The cost of illegal immigration will make us all poorer. Well, of course it will. Our towns and cities are changing at a rapid pace. Groups of foreign males hanging around in town centres with nothing to do. It can't go on, says Seaside. You're right, on YouTube. I was in Leamington. I went for a walk around Leamington after I'd been to the hospital yesterday. And I couldn't believe how far that's descended. And there were loads of, I presume they were illegal immigrants, swarthy-looking guys sitting on the steps of the old banks, right? They're not homeless. They've got somewhere to go. They've got a 4-star hotel, but they're just there on the phones talking. And also, of course, lots of those people, they come from countries where they do go out in the street to socialise. They don't live in their houses. They're not as like we live. They're not like that. I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just saying it's different. But it's not good that they're all hanging around in the streets. Sudan, John. What about Sudan? Oh, yeah, that's who the idiot. Trevor Lammy, yeah. Not Trevor Lammy. Trevor Lammy, I went to school with. Brilliant football. David Lammy, yeah, that's who he gave the, not the biscuits. He ate the 7 grand's worth of biscuits himself. But he gave the money to Sudan. Well said. Mick says, how many are assisted ashore by the lifeboats? If they're assisted, then effectively they're not illegal, as they've set foot on British soil unaided. Mick, that's just nonsense. I know it's true what you're saying, but it's nonsense. We just changed the law. We're just not having this anymore. The way to address it is a national emergency. Say it's a crisis. Say, look, we cannot have them in. It may even be that we'll need to have paper ID cards. I've never been against it. I know a lot of people are. But somehow we got to be able to say, can I check that you should be in the country? Do you remember a water company just a few months ago said there were at least 1 million illegals, unregistered people living in London alone? Look at all the kids on those motorised bikes delivering your limp pizza, your stale food, yeah? I don't understand why you need it. You don't need it delivered. Get off your lardy asses and go and get it yourself. Then they would be out of business. But these companies are aiding and abetting. And do you know this thing about being self-employed? They only have to check. If you're on PAYE, they have to check your immigration status. If you say you're self-employed, they don't check. And that's what all these delivery drivers are doing. But the big companies know this. So who's ripping us off? Is it Abdul from the Yemen, or is it the shareholders of Deliveroo? And there's other companies as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's wrong. It's wrong. And it's wrong. And it's putting British people out of work. Meanwhile, you want to employ somebody legally, their national insurance is through the roof. You can't afford to take them on. You got somebody glass collecting, they've got to be on the same money and the minimum wage, or what do they call it now, the working wage, as somebody who's older. The whole thing is so obviously being run, this country at the moment, by sixth formers, and pretty dim sixth formers at that. Michael Francis, 120 million, John, to Sudan. Lammy is a mug, says Michael Francis on YouTube. He's having us for mugs, that's for sure. Steve, John, do you really believe that Nigel Farage is the answer? Or is he our only hope? Is there nobody else? Yes, he is our only hope. Yeah. And I think he's got lots of imperfections. I said yesterday, I never say anything I don't believe. I said yesterday, get behind Farage. Can he save us? That's what I said. Drain the channel and put a wall up. That says Withershaw. Thank you very much indeed. Don't get me started on Starmer and the EU, says Dark Angel. And she also says the RNLI are in an impossible position. They are. And that's why I don't think people should be too hard on them. It's in a very difficult position. Just tell me, though, how can the US slash illegal border crossings, and the border's much longer than the coastline at Dover, how can they cut it by 95%? I'll tell you why. Because everybody down in Mexico, they know that gringo, Donald Trump, has got balls as big as anybody's. That he's the main man. He ain't going to take no messing. But why are we failing to control our borders? I don't think it is a humanitarian challenge. The more I think about it, it's just we've got politicians who are lily-livered. This is a migrant crisis in 2025 here in the UK. These small boats crossing the channel, we've got to stop them. It's not just Starmer. Rishi couldn't do it either. How many more people have to land on the beaches of Dover? Illegal immigration is just totally out of control. £6 million a day to put them in migrant hotels. It can't go on. We haven't got any border control. It's failed. Trump is sorting it out. Why can't we use Trumpian tactics to stop the channel migrant surge? Can anybody tell me? Why can't we do it? I'm so overhearing people say we voted them in. Here in America, our election system was openly corrupted a long time ago. Well, I probably have to agree with you there. Too late, Gaunty. The country is effed up and goes back all the way to Blair. When people who come here on boats are better off than our own bin men and most people who do go to work. Philip Powell, what a very, very good comment. Thank you for that. Somebody's just donated a £5 on YouTube, but I can't see. Oh, it's Daz Wellings. Thank you, Daz. He says, evening, John. Have a seedling on me. This is because I was looking after the plants at my daughter's house at Rosie's last week. I've got some down here, actually, that I'm looking after now for Lisa. I'm going really green-fingered. What have I got next? Philip Powell, too late, Gaunty. That one, I've just done that one. Steve, there's another one. Thank you, Steve. On YouTube, he's just chucked in £5. He says, Gaunty is the man of the people. Even if he does support Coventry City, all Leeds, aren't we? Keep up the good work, John. Thank you very much indeed. Well, Leeds are going to win, as you know, the championship. But let me tell you, Coventry aren't doing too badly. I think we get a result on Friday. Good Friday. It could stand as good. So there's a £5 off Steve on YouTube. Thank you. Daz Wellings has just chucked in a £5 as well. That's for me seedling. If you want to do the same, I don't know how you do it, by the way. I must find out. Just look on the YouTube page. It'll soon tell you. Because like any big company, if you want to give money, they'll certainly know how to tell you that. I never understood why no one questioned Starmer when he said he was going to smash the gangs. Why didn't the journalists ask how? That's a good point. None of them ever seem to question him and give him a hard time. They don't. Well, it's also because if you ever meet anybody in the media, they're all middle class tosspots, right? You know that Matthew Stadlen? You've probably seen him. He used to be a producer on Newsnight. I made a film for him once. He was an all right guy. I never thought he'd end up as a presenter and a blooming political commentator, public school educated, right? Then he went to Cambridge. Good lad. He's obviously bright. And now he's on the telly. He's on GB News all the time, being the token lefty. Right? He was moaning about public schools and VAT. He's the kind of public school snob who went to public school and then pulled up the ladder behind him. I don't want any help. Get out. I don't want you plebs coming here. These people make me sick. So I was going to my point about why journalists don't ask the right questions. Well, because most of them have got trust funds. Most of them are absolutely loaded. Most of them did go to public school. Most of them are privately educated. Most of them are doing journalism because it's a bit of fun. Daddy thought it would be fun. They got on work. I met loads of them when I was on national radio and in national papers. People saying, "Oh, can you get my daughter some work?" Right? I was saying, "No, I can't do that," unless they were normal people. Right? I gave loads of people work experience at the Sun and in TalkSport. But if I thought they were a knob or their dad was a knob, I wouldn't do it. They've got enough advantages. They didn't need a leg up. I much preferred. And also, they were better people because they worked hard. So many middle-class idiots want to go into the media. Oh, it's so jolly. Oh, we're in the media. And then they write cues for you, and they're wrong. They're inaccurate, right? And then if you shout at them or tell them off, they cry and say you're bullying them. No, you're making me look a prat. I just can't bear them. Chris Evans once said to me, he said, I love upper-class people. And I love Chris Evans, yeah. I love upper-class people and I love working-class people. It's the middle classes I can't stand. And he's right. The middle classes, are like Stadlen, are right up themselves, yeah? But these people infest TV. And they used to infest the papers. You might think you're reading a working-class voice. I think I was the only genuine working-class columnist they've ever had on The Sun. They got rid of me after 6.5 years, even though I was the most popular. So, it's all nonsense. It's all a game to them. It's not real. When I used to write things and say things like now what I'm saying, it's what I believe. And I stand or fall by it. I usually fall by it, which is why I'm here begging for fivers via YouTube or via Buy Me a Coffee. Anyway, there we are. Matt Stadlen had his phone stolen in London. Yeah, I keep hearing that. He's horrible. Yeah, he is. Well, I don't think he's horrible. He's just a prick. Hi, John. I now live in a village somewhere in Suffolk. Population approximately 650. So there's a village worth coming in every day. Oh, so there's a village worth of people coming in every day. We, then in capitals, cannot cope. You're right. You're right. Nobody's done that calculation for me, have they? 1,400 people a week times 52. What is it? Hurry up. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it on my calculator here. Yeah, calculator. There we are. It's 72,800 people. That's even working on a very conservative 700 a day, but only 2 days a week. 72,800 new people, unless we declare a state of emergency. We go into other countries. We set up camps, tents, logistics, build bridges, humanitarian aid. We look after the people. Why can't we do it here in the UK? We've got the best armed forces in the world. Those boys and girls would love to help both the illegals, but also help our country, protect our borders. A modern day Dad's Army. That's my impression of Clive Dunn. Oh, I used to love that program. Don't tell them your name, Pike. Right, where are we next? If we get to the point where 700 illegals enter the UK by small boats every day, that would mean 255,500 illegal migrants entering a year. He's just done the work. This is Seasider Mark on YouTube. He says that's a town the size of Hull every year. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. So there's no time now to pontificate and do a deal with the French, one in, one out. No. It's not Brian Hannahan. I counted them in, I counted them out in the Falklands. This is a war to protect our very way of life. A lot of these people might have a lot to contribute, and that's what we've got to discover. But we've got to have a robust system to do that. You can't just turn up at Dover. You can't. It's got to stop. Small boats, like I say, and my title of my video tonight. Big problem. National emergency. Do you believe it's a national emergency? Because if you do, then our politicians must call in the troops. They must call in the troops. I'm not talking about turning them around at gunpoint. I'm not. Our troops are great at humanitarian aid. I'm talking about looking after them, but returning them. And then what the French do with them, that's up to them. I would presume they should then send them back to the next country they came through, Germany or Italy or wherever. I'm telling you, this is what Italy will start to do if they haven't already. This is what we've all got to do. And we do take some responsibility when we bomb some of these countries into the Stone Age, and we've done regime change and we leave too early. Look at Biden with Afghanistan. We didn't even bring our interpreters back, the very people who saved so many Brits' lives. We're a bit of a disgrace as a nation on that level. But now let's put it right. And I'm sorry, we've got to put our people first. Do you understand that, Mr. Starmer? Of course he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. But then Rishi didn't either, did he? Let's just finish off. I'm sat here in an Irish pub in Zurich, says Tom on YouTube. My colleagues and friends over here cannot understand why the UK has an open border. Switzerland's a good example. They're really tough on this kind of stuff. It's a national embarrassment. What was Brexit for? Well, we never got Brexit, did we? But you're right. What was it for? Depressing if you're not careful. Steve says, thanks for your reply on Buy Me a Coffee, John, on YouTube. Oh, that's kind. I don't know what did I say? Did I say something nice? Must have been after having that bottle of wine to celebrate my bloods. I'll check it out in a minute. Dark Angel, I'm scared of men using weapons in towns in the afternoons. It's scary. Too right, it's scary. I know what you mean, Dark Angel. If they're on the water, maritime law prevents doing nothing to help. Well, you're probably right there, Peter. And I'm not suggesting leaving them. I'm not saying what Ben Habib said or stupid Katie Hopkins when she said they're cockroaches. I don't think that at all. I think they're human beings. And I think we must treat them with humanity and respect. But I don't think respect and humanity means 4-star hotel with squeezy soap and the cancellation of all our weddings. I just don't think it means that. I don't know. They can be put up in nice army tents. Huh? Maybe you agree. Maybe you disagree. Right, that's me done. I think that's been a blooming good show. Don't forget, if you want to help me out, donate now on YouTube, or you can donate via Buy Me a Beer. I like this. What's your name? It's WILTIHISW. Anyway, he wrote all this. I forgot to put the messages on the screen today. I do apologize. They came, they saw, they got benefits. That's funny. That's funny, even if it's not strictly true. Right, so that's it. I'm done. I'll be back tomorrow about the same time, about 6:30. 6:30 seems to work, doesn't it? Chopper MK50 says, thanks, Gorty. Great show as always. Well, I don't think they're always great shows. They're always pretty good, but today was a great show. I've really got me mojo at the moment, I tell you. I've really got me mojo. We'll start putting in some guests soon as well. Now I'm getting my technology working and numbers are building and you're helping. Couldn't do it without your help and your support, you telling people, and the occasional fiver being chucked in the tin, either from www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt, or just get on YouTube and do it. Okay. Steve says, Gaunty for PM. Seaside Mark says, you are on fire today, John. Yes, I am. And Dark Angel says, great show. Well, there we are. Thank you very much. I shall see you tomorrow, 6:30. Don't forget, that'll be the last one of the week because then it's Friday and it's Good Friday. So I'm definitely not doing a show Friday. I might well do one over Easter weekend. It won't be on Easter Sunday because we're going to the sister-in-laws. Should be good. Should be good. Lamb. They're doctors. But he's a good cook, but he cooks like a surgeon, if you know what I mean. Everything is perfectly dissected. So hopefully he started the preparation now. But we're having lamb. That's what you have, isn't it? Lamb. Don't buy lamb from a supermarket that's frozen. Don't buy New Zealand lamb. It's all halal. Buy Welsh lamb if you can, or Cornish lamb. You'll be lucky to get any, let me tell you. But there we are. Right, that's me done. See you tomorrow. All the best. See you later. Can you do one on Leeds United, like Leeds United when we win the league? Dream on. Dream on. Play up, Sky Blues. See you later.